Awesome. So, yeah, maybe we can start with, if you want to walk me through your, career journey so far, so I have a better idea of, how it has been. And then, if you want to end at like, where do you see your current challenges are? What is it that you are trying to accomplish in your career? Then maybe, I can help. And also, like, the objective of this session is, of course, not to provide solutions, but it is to help bring more clarity if possible. So basis my experiences and of working in like different companies, and overall experience in general of switching fields, of taking career breaks, etc., if I can be of help. That is basically the idea.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Generally, till 8th, I was at my home only. Then 9th, 10th, I went out because I am particularly from a village. So I went out to study. Like there was no proper school and all in my village. So I went out for that. Like 9th, 10th, I did from Maharashtra border, and then 11th, 12th, I did from Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so in 11th, 12th in Hyderabad, I mean, language and food was a issue, but 12th was a point where my confidence dropped. So till 12th, it was like I was always, it's like when we tell jack of all trade, master of none, I was that sort of person. I want to try like everything, whatever is going on. I know like my my voice sucks, but then I tried singing also. So I used to try like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even though if I can't master one, I just used to try and all. And I have been a pretty good student in schooling, and also I like in top three I used to be there. But in 12th when I went to Hyderabad, they transferred because I was in top. They shifted me to another batch, which was like top batch of that school. And then then there was a reality check where my name was like from down. I need to count like three or four. So my confidence dropped because how much ever I was doing, like how much effort I was putting, it was like it was not giving out the same result. And being a elder daughter at home, I always had this like I have to accomplish everything, because no brother, and also I only have to take care of the whole family, my sisters, and I have to be their role model and all that. So I had this ideal condition in my mind that I have to reach, like I have to ace all the things whichever I do. After that college, then I got into the college. I got into engineering, but I decided that no, this is not something which I want to go ahead with. So and then architecture was the only option. I went there. I started enjoying doing architecture, like whatever they were teaching and all. It was pretty fun and nice. And then COVID happened. So instead of continuing in an architectural job, because I have never tried doing architectural job or anything, but because COVID was there, and there is no point of doing architecture from home because it's mostly sightseeing, sight going and all. So I decided, okay, at that time Cognizant came for campus placement. So I was like, okay, let me just try. So I applied for two companies. One was making toys, the Webby Toys, which make toys for children, and one was Cognizant. I get into Cognizant, and into it is my first project. So career wise, I am not like very sure. Like I have not tried many things or nothing. It's just like all these are like accidents which happened. So like Cognizant came, so I have not even decided that I'll do UX designing or something. It's just that Cognizant came. Then the day when I was thinking of leaving Cognizant, I got the first project as Intuit. And because I have already heard a lot about Intuit, I was like, okay, let me just give it a try. After getting inside, I am enjoying like what I'm doing, but it's like when I see other things, like I'm not sure whether this is what I want to do or not. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's not like I'm not enjoying what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
but what if I enjoy something else more if I do that? Like, because I've not tried anything, I have that question continuously in mind. One more question is whether I should continue the job or do the masters. Because like one, I wanted to do masters before, like in design field only. But because of having two younger sister, and my family condition is not that good. So there was difficult, like again money was the problem. So I thought like I can't go, of course I can't go outside India for doing masters because it will cost too much. And now because all three, like if I would have been taking masters, then all three of us would be in study phase. So paying the fees for all three of us, for my parents also, would be a challenge. So I decided I'll continue with the job. But like apart from that, I don't have a particular reason. Like now I feel that job is important, but I'm not sure whether, because I was checking the companies when I was wanted to apply for companies, the basic requirements which company asks is like you should have the master degree, or you should have done the masters. So that is one, like I'm not very sure whether to go for masters or job is a good option. One is like passion. So it's like every time when we see other people doing something, I was like, oh, this sounds pretty interesting. This is a great thing. Let me, I might want to do that and all. But when I see myself, I was like, oh, is it really what I want to do? Like, if I'm going to office, there is nothing which drives me. Ki, I'm going to do the work or anything. It's just that I'll go and I try to give my best because of that ideal situation in my mind. But I'm not sure whether this is what I really want to go ahead with. So that is one. And then yeah, I mean, till college it was like everything was very straight. Like I have to pass this subject, I'll get grade. Then next step is I need to clear the semester, and then next. So everything was like tick 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 tick. But in life, like in now when I'm seeing, it's not like that. So there are like so many options open, so many things. So it's pretty confusing. Like because in college the whole thing was very straightforward. That okay, you need to do this subject, put down the assignments, get the grades next semester. Then again the same thing, jury exam next semester. So the goal was okay, this and then done. Okay, like this I have crossed like one level, then next level, then next level. But now it's like pretty confusing. I don't know where I am. Even if I don't even know if I'm making any progress or not, or if I'm stagnant at one position. So like there are like so many questions, so many confusion. So yeah, that is.
Got it. Yeah. Sure. So, Shivani, quickly, summing up what your story. So just we know that we are on the same page. So, coming from a small village, you went outside to study your ninth and 10th, and then there was again a transfer in 11th and 12th in Hyderabad, and you were always a studious student. So they transferred you to the, top performers class or section, and where you found out that there are more top performers than you there, and you are probably at the bottom of the ladder. So that you took a confidence hit there. You were putting in more effort, but you felt that the result is not aligned with your effort. And then you started engineering, and you're a pretty recent graduate. Intuit is your first client project. Cognizant is your first company. So you started studying architecture, and did you shift the field? That part I'm not clear, because you mentioned COVID happened and you felt that no point in
Yeah,
studying
so
architecture.
yeah, so right now I'm doing the designing part, but really like the study part, like the 5 years was proper architecture. So
Hmm.
I had this shift
Yeah.
from architecture to UX designer.
Got it. So from architecture, you shifted to design, and there are not many things you have tried, but there is always a sense of, am I missing out on something? Is there like a greener place out there somewhere that I should be exploring, but I am not? There are also family factors here at play, which kind of act as a constraint. So, couple of younger sisters, and modest family background, which makes you to kind of pressurized that you have to earn, and being the older child as well, you have self-imposed this pressure on you that I want to be the right role model for my sisters, and continuously support family, probably with regards to money. So I see a few questions here, and it would be helpful, given our limited time, if we just focus on one. And the few questions that I observe is, One other one is should I be going for masters, or because for other jobs that you want to apply to, master seems to be a basic requirement. The other is there is the sense of comparison that when I look at other people doing other jobs in other domains, it feels very rosy versus what I am doing. And I don't seem to be going anywhere in my career as of yet. Like, I am at a job and I do it, but I don't know what is the next step going to be, or how will I become big in what I'm doing. So that is another thing. And third is if I had to, what is the other field that I should try? Right. Right. So uh, do you have a or maybe we can take all of this and let's see how it goes. So one thing, I would like to ask you a question, like, if you were to given a chance to try another field, what would you like to try?
I mean, I have always liked drawing or sketching and all, like art and craft, making things out. So the best part in architecture also, I used to love model making, like
Hmm.
not the 3D one, but the physical one, which I made with hands. So something related to like artistic field, or like sculpture making, or design, drawing, illustrations, or something like majorly related to artistic field only, but doing things with hand, like
Hmm.
physical design.
Got it. Right. So there is something I read in a book, Shivani, which said that when you do something with your hands, it eases your anxiety. It puts your brain at peace. It gives you calm. And so the movie I was seeing, there was a therapy group where they were all depressed people, and they used to make something with hands. So it is definitely a very engrossing practice, where you draw something from your hands. So the next thing is it a possibility that you start doing something like sculptures, like doing something with your hands parallelly as a side hustle alongside your job, given that your job is so important and it gives you financial independence, it provides you means to support your family, and also sets a good role model for your sisters. So
Mm.
I wouldn't recommend you leave it at any cost. What I am looking here is, are there options that we can pursue and find more satisfaction in the fields where we want to, by extracting half hour or 1 hour from our day. um, uh, I know you already make a lot of beautiful illustrations. I have seen your Instagram page, and there are a lot of followers. So that speaks that what you are doing has value in it. But since you mentioned, drawing something with hands, more like sculptures, is there a way you can start that parallelly?
Mm.
If I had to ask you, um, would it be a possibility to start doing that like half hour or 40 minutes every day?
Yeah, I mean, I have time to do that. Yes, I can accommodate it. I'll start doing at least for half an hour each day, I
So
think.
you have
Yeah.
time, but then what is it that you don't have to start that?
Not very sure. I mean, I never thought of like, if I just want to do something, I'll sketch, or I just sit and do the illustration, but I've never thought of sculptures and other things which I want to explore. And now that I'm in Bangalore, I can do that. Like, there are things outside, like there are many options where I can go and do all these things. So yeah, right, like I'm not sure why I haven't done, but that idea never occurred occurred to me. Yeah.
You haven't done it because you were not in the right mindset. You never had this perspective. Now that we are talking,
Yeah.
and every problem is resolved when we start talking about it. So talking is the first step. It helps bringing thoughts from your subconscious to your conscious and make them definite. So you are not really talking to me, you're talking to yourself that this is something I wanted to do. And
Mm.
uh, I would say, if there is nothing that is stopping you, and you said you can take out 30 minutes to 1 hour, and then maybe take the supplies, or take a class or find a physical space where you have a community, or you can make one, or you can be part of one, and start doing it. Is that something which seems like very undoable or doable?
I think that is doable, definitely.
Can we start doing that after this call? Can you find something to register yourself, or like where you can go in like next 1 week as a
Sure,
first
sure.
step?
Hmm.
Cool. Let's look at the other thing, which was what others are doing is more interesting, and I feel should I be somewhere else doing something else?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm stagnant at one position. I'm not sure if I'm growing or not.
Yeah. So Shivani, how many years of experience you have had so far?
1.5 years.
1.5 years. Okay. So few things to understand, and the you will understand more as the time passes and as you grow in your career. So grass, there is a saying, and this saying exists for a reason, that grass is always greener on the other side. Now let's say you see a person like me as an example, and you can think of some other person in your head with whom you feel inspired from. Let's think of a person in office, or outside, your friend or colleague or whoever, who you feel कि यार इनका तो बहुत अच्छा करते हैं ये काम, मेरे पास ऐसा नहीं है, और इनका तो बड़ा फैंसी है. So there are a lot of things that are at play there. So one is, where do they come from? Now there is a difference in where you come from and where they come from. You have come from an underprivileged background. You had no knowledge of career options, for one. You had no money to explore different things. You had an unfair disadvantage that your parents couldn't guide you the way their parents
Hmm.
could have. So maybe they had an advantage there, and life is unfair. We did not have those advantages, and maybe that is one contributing factor. They found their natural inclination early in life because they had means to explore it. If I come from a small town in UP versus someone who lives in Sarjapur Road, Bangalore, they would see a lot more world than me. They would have a lot more exposure to big
Hmm.
companies, IT folks, technology than me. So they would have an edge over me. I cannot do anything about it. So that is the first thing. Second thing to remember is the years of experience. Now you are a fresher. You would still be a fresher till like 3 years. And there is someone who has worked with multiple companies, let's say. उन्होंने दुनिया देखी है basically. हाँ कि
Hmm.
बहुत सारी कंपनीज में काम किया है, बहुत सारा एक्सपीरियंस है. एक्सपीरियंस के साथ people grow, and they earn a salary which is aligned with that experience. नाउ
Hmm.
वी ऑल फील कि कैसे हम अपने आप को रश करें वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए. लाइक एक दिमाग में एक वो बना लेते हैं कि यार मेरी ना 20 लाख सैलरी होगी, मैं तभी सेटिस्फाइड होऊंगा, या मेरी जब तक गूगल में जॉब नहीं लगेगी तब तक आई हैव नॉट अराइव्ड इन लाइफ. दैट इज नॉट
Hmm.
द राइट व्यू पॉइंट. द राइट व्यू पॉइंट इज कि मैं अपने कॉलेज से अच्छे से पास हुआ. आई डिड नॉट हैव बैक्स, आई डिड नॉट हैव एनीथिंग विच, मेरा अच्छा जीपीए था, सिग्निफिकेंट ऑल राइट जीपीए था. मेरी एक जॉब लगी. अब वो जॉब किसी स्टार्टअप में भी हो सकती थी, किसी ऐसी कंपनी में भी हो सकती थी जहां पे आपको पे नहीं मिलता, किसी ऐसी कंपनी में हो सकती थी जिसका किसी ने कभी नाम नहीं सुना, किसी ऐसी कंपनी में हो सकती थी जहाँ वर्क कल्चर खराब हो. वर्सेस वेयर यू आर, we never take time to look at where we are versus the worse where we could have been. We always think यार मैं उससे अच्छे पे हो सकता था, वहां नहीं हूँ, बट उससे नीचे पे भी हो सकते थे आप. तो look at where you are. You work at a renowned company which is known for its work culture.
Hmm.
It is okay that you are at a client site, and that is a good place to start. In my 14 plus years of career, I have worked with a lot of founder companies: Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Flipkart, and I work at Intuit. Um, I was a contractor at Google. So we all in our journey start from positions like this where you are, which is a
Hmm.
very good place to be in. इट डजंट मीन कि गूगल में ही जाके या 20 लाख या 30 लाख या वट एवर कमा के ही यू वुड हैव अराइव्ड. गिवन योर एज एंड योर करियर फेज, यू ऑलरेडी हैव अराइव्ड, यू आर ऑलरेडी अ सक्सेस. इसके आगे क्या होगा? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आप ये सोच लेंगे सेटिस्फाई हो जाती हूँ मैं कि यार मैं तो बहुत अच्छी जगह आ गई. यू हैव दिस थिंग इनसाइड यू कि मेरे को जाना है इसके आगे भी, एंड यू विल कीप डूइंग दैट. इसके बाद आप किसी और कंपनी में भी अप्लाई करोगी एंड सैलरी भी ज्यादा मिलेगी इससे, जो भी है. इट डजंट मीन कि यू आर नॉट एट अ हैप्पी प्लेस राइट नाउ. इज दैट मेकिंग सेंस? थर्ड थिंग,
Yeah.
जब हम दूसरों का देखते हैं, हमें सिर्फ बाहर का दिखता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऑन सोशल मीडिया, हमें नहीं पता व्हाट हैज गॉन इनटू इट. तो अगर आप मुझे देख रहे हैं, आपको फैंसी बैकग्राउंड दिख रहा है, यार ये बंदी तो शी हैज अराइव्ड इन लाइफ, वर्सेस जो 80% में डेली की ग्राइंडिंग करती हूँ, वो किसी को नहीं दिख रही है. 20% का ग्लैमरस सेक्सी स्टफ दिख रहा है, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट आई एम प्रोजेक्टिंग एंड दैट्स व्हाट इज शोन टू द आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड. 80% की जो ग्राइंडिंग है किसी भी इंसान की, वो हमें नहीं दिखती है. सो हमें ऐसा लगता है कि ग्रास इज ऑलवेज ग्रीनर ऑन द अदर साइड. आई वुड से इफ दिस पर्सपेक्टिव हेल्प्स, वेल एंड गुड. इफ दिस डज नॉट, ट्राई गेटिंग इनटू देयर शूज. जो वो कर रहे हैं ना, आप उसे पूछो उनसे कैसे करते हैं, और फिर खुद करने की कोशिश करो. 1 महीना उस पर स्पेंड करो, रोज 1 घंटा, एंड हैव अ टेस्ट ऑफ दैट ग्रास कि कितनी रोजी है ये. क्या बस मेरे को रोज दिख रहे हैं, पिकल्स दिख ही नहीं रहे हैं? एंड मे बी यू विल नो कि कितने पिकल्स हैं. इंजीनियरिंग में आपको एक टेक्निकल स्किल सेट चाहिए होता है, बहुत सारी लैंग्वेज चाहिए होती हैं. डेटा साइंटिस्ट बहुत पॉपुलर है आजकल, या डेटा एनालिस्ट. उसमें आपको एसक्यूएल क्वेरीज, मॉडलिंग बनानी आनी चाहिए, स्टैटिस्टिक्स की नॉलेज चाहिए. यूएक्स डिजाइन में भी आपको फिग्मा, स्केच, ये सब आना चाहिए. और अबव ऑल आपको ये सब आना चाहिए कि लाइक हाउ टू वर्क विद पीपल, विच इज द टफेस्ट पार्ट. डेवलपर के साथ कैसे काम करना है, पीएम के साथ कैसे काम करना है. इट्स लेस अबाउट वाउ व्हाट, इट्स मोर अबाउट हाउ यू डू इट. रिसर्च के प्रोफेशन में इट्स सच अ डायनामिक रोल कि आपको हमेशा कम्युनिकेट, आर्टिकुलेट, नेगोशिएट, ये सब स्किल्स जो कभी सिखाई नहीं जाती. एंड यू हैव टू बी प्रेजेंट इन मीटिंग्स, अदरवाइज यू मिस ऑन स्ट्रेटजी, इनपुट्स एंड ऑल दैट. it you would never know what goes on in other people's lives unless you experience. बाहर से रोजी पिक्चर, डोंट बाय इट. अगर आपको ऐसा लग रहा है वो उनका बहुत इजी काम है, टॉक टू देम, उनसे पूछो, उनसे बोलो मुझे सीखना है यार, मुझे कुछ गाइड करो. एंड आई वुड रिकमेंड टेक सम कोर्सेज. ऐसे सोचो कि यार मैं इसमें करियर बनाता हूँ, मैं एक प्रोजेक्ट करूंगा, पहले मैं एक प्रोजेक्ट करूंगी, ठीक है. अगर आपको डिजाइनर्स की लाइफ बहुत रोजी लग रही है, ट्राई डूइंग अ प्रोजेक्ट कि मैं एक नया फीचर बनाऊंगी एक ऐसी ऐप में जो मैं रोज यूज करती हूँ. ऊबर में एक फीचर बना के दिखाओ मेरे को 1 महीने में, ठीक है. आप फिग्मा यूज करो, एक मेरे को स्क्रीन्स बना के दिखाओ एक वर्कफ्लो की, जिसमें आप उसका एक नया फीचर बना रहे हो. एंड देन वी विल सी कि हाउ रोड ब्लॉक्स डिड यू स्टम्बल इनटू, एंड डू यू स्टिल फील कि ये आसान है और मुझे करना है. ठीक है. इज दैट समथिंग वी कुड, वुड यू लाइक टू एक्सप्लोर वन सच फील्ड विच यू फाइंड रोज?
Yeah,
विच वन?
definitely.
विच?
And this actually this makes sense when you say that put yourself in their shoes and check, because I agree, like many people might have like how I'm looking at you. I obviously I was like, oh, this is best, like must company and everything is going so smooth and all, but only you only know that how much you have been through and all. So yes, I think yeah, I'll definitely try at least one or two other fields which I think I wanted to go to. So I always liked industrial design. Uh, I think I'll try making at least one project in that for a month, and then I'll see how it works out.
That would be wonderful. So do that project, post it on LinkedIn. Post your outcome,
Sure.
your process on LinkedIn as a project, or post it on Medium. Just post it publicly and see the kind of response you get. Share your challenges, your learnings. Maybe you share that I wanted to change the field and I thought ki it would be nice. I was always interested in this, and so I decided to do this. Do it, and then you will have a lot more insights than just us talking. So So that is another action item that you can write down कि industrial design take one, अगर पहले उसको explore करो उसके बाद दूसरा करो.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what I observe, Shivani, is people are looking for a shortcut to success. They feel किसी ने कर लिया 30 साल की उम्र में भी अगर उसको बहुत इजीली मिल गया. They don't know कि it is छोटे छोटे steps जो उन्होंने पिछले 12-13 साल से लिए थे, they have accumulated now. For me, I did a lot of छोटे छोटे steps which accumulated कि I could land in these companies. So have a taste of that and then you would realize कि यार इतना easy नहीं है जितना लग रहा है, इसमें भी मुझे ये skill set build करने में 3-4 साल लग जाएंगे. And then you would be able to make a decision if you should stick to what you are doing or if you should change. ठीक है, but this is what we call exploration. Explore it. Let's go to the third question, which was what? Do you have any more questions?
No, you have covered the both the things.
Yeah, I think there was one about, which field to choose, and in that I suggested जिसमें भी आपकी
Yeah.
inclination है, start from one of those, do something, do a project, and then the other was, should I go for masters? Let's discuss that one. So Shivani, if I had to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being I don't want to do masters right now and 10 being I totally want to do masters right now, what number would you pick? Considering
7.
right now,
7.
not in future, not in an ideal state, but right now.
I think 7. Pretty.
So 7 is
Like I'm not very very passionate that I want to do masters, because after getting into the project, I realized that experience also matters. As in, like, when I'm doing, like, the day when I joined Cognizant and today, I have seen that growth in my learning from doing the job, as in, like, not learning or doing any study or anything, but by being there, by doing in the job. So like, I'm not very much inclined towards that I have to do masters right now, and not like I don't want to do it, like, so it's lying somewhere around 7.
Right. So I would say probably 7 is not the right number. I think it's lying somewhere around 5 for you, which is like a neutral place, like मेरे को करना भी है, नहीं भी करना है. 7 becomes more like हाँ यार मेरे को करना है. So maybe, we can relook at that number. So Shivani, it's always a trade-off. Trade-off means in the light of the circumstances I am in, should I go for this or not? Now let's look at what circumstances you are in. 1, you have landed a good job. You are in a good job. 2nd, you are earning all right. 3rd is you have a sense of stability कि यार मैंने कुछ तो कर लिया है लाइफ में, मैं ऐसे तो नहीं हूँ कि कल को क्या होगा. You're not in that situation. And 4th is that it gives a lot of stability to your family as well. You have 2 sisters, and the way our society is structured, I'm sure your parents feel extremely proud and extremely stable that you are on your own, at least, even if you're not supporting them financially or whatever, but there is this sense of stability, and this is very important. Financial independence for a girl. Think about it. If you were not financially independent, if you would have passed out of college and you were not working, what would be your parents' first thought?
I mean, I don't even, like, when you say think about it, I actually don't even want to think that, because it's like already there are 2, and then again me, and then it's a, like, normal, the back home is a joint family, and that too in a small village. So it would be very difficult, because even for making the other 2 study, they both are on loans and all those things. So I think being financially independent is helping me and them a lot. Like, I have that mental stability in mind that, okay, at least I'm earning something so that I'm actually supporting my family in some way or the other. So
Right. So the moment I asked you that question, Shivani, I had goosebumps because I can understand as a woman, as a girl, what it means to us to be financially independent. It is rare and it's being in a very good spot. So I will give you the answer if you could not. अगर तुम्हारी job नहीं होती इस वक्त, your parents' first thought would be to get her married. ताकि she stabilizes, she settles. It's always about finding a settling spot. So और शायद तुम्हारी हो भी जाती है अगले 1-2 साल में, as long as उन्हें अच्छा लड़का
yeah.
मिल जाता by their definition. So so the thing is, I know कि बहुत सारी जॉब्स मास्टर्स मांगती हैं, बट तुम जिस जॉब में अभी हो उसमें मास्टर्स नहीं मांगी गई, तुम हो ना इसमें अभी भी। बहुत सारे लोग तुम्हें ऐसे मिल जाएंगे जो मास्टर्स नहीं करे हुए हैं बट फिर भी बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज में एम्प्लॉयड हैं। बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जिनके पास 2-2 मास्टर्स हैं। मतलब लोगों की सबकी जर्नी अलग है। मेरे पास 2
Yeah.
मास्टर्स हैं और उसके बाद मैं इन सब कंपनीज में हूँ और मुझे जॉब सर्च करने में बहुत चैलेंज हुआ। इवन आफ्टर माय यूएस डिग्री आई वेंट थ्रू अ वेरी इमोशनली ड्रेनिंग प्रोसेस फॉर 1 year of job search. So maybe there will be a better time, right, when you would do your masters, but this time is not the better time. Better time, maybe it will come when you would feel more stable, maybe you would have accumulated enough, maybe you have stability of someone else earning for you, like a husband, and you would feel more free to pursue other interest and like taking a break sort of stuff.
Yeah.
बट राइट नाउ बीइंग इन अ डिलेमा, करूं या ना करूं, उसकी बजाय लेट गो वन थिंग, यू वुड बी एट मोर पीस कि मुझे नहीं करना है अभी। माइंड में इतना सब क्यों अलग अलग ड्राफ्ट फोल्डर्स बनाने हैं। एक डेस्कटॉप है, क्लीन होना चाहिए बस एक स्क्रीन। अलग अलग फोल्डर्स बनाने क्यों है? बिन में डाल दो उसको, मुझे नहीं करना है अभी। यू आर नॉट इन दैट स्पॉट राइट नाउ, सो व्हाई वरी अबाउट इट? Give yourself some peace and clarity. So Shivani, we have few minutes left. At this point I would like to ask you, given the questions we outlined, how are you feeling? What is your clarity, and how do you think this session has helped you?
Oh no, I really like the idea of when you tell clean your desktop, because I know there are like so many folders which I can actually delete, which are there. So yeah, I'm pretty much clear on what next step to do, and also the one learning, like the major learning which I can say is I understood that instead of thinking of just jumping from here till like there, I can actually take the small steps and can reach at a point where I want to be, or I foresee myself. So that is a great point. Like all the things which you have pointed out, like try doing things which I want to like explore different things of whatever I like another maybe my own passion, as to say, or hobbies, and also the other like other job categories if I want to try and all that. So all of them are basically this, that I need to take the small steps to reach a bigger one instead of just thinking of jumping and not jumping at all. Like it's everything is in mind but nothing is coming into practice. But the steps which you told me, those are small steps, but those will be in action, so I can actually see where I'm going and how I'm progressing. So that will help a lot. I'll definitely start doing things from today. Yeah, so I'm pretty much clear from the guidance whatever I have got. And definitely whatever question I'll have, I'll keep messaging you or asking you whenever you will have time. So thank you so much for that.
Totally. Shivani, I would request you to, just, maybe write all of this in words, all the good things you felt. And if you can just send that feedback to me on Instagram, that
Sure,
would
sure.
be helpful. And I'm super glad that this session helped you and my learnings, I can offer something valuable. And as you rightly said, it is always in the small steps. It's never a big leap of faith. It's always
Yeah,
the
I
small
mean,
steps.
generally, thank you so much, Anshul. I mean, I was not very sure whether I should, like, I actually have this, like how to share if I want to ask anything or talk anything and all, but you made it like seemed very normal for me. So thank you so much for that. And really, like all the things whichever you have told, these are like very useful. And thank you for doing this for everyone also, like whosoever is reaching out to you, and you are helping so many people. So thank you so much for that.
Sure. Send more people my way. Recommend.
Definitely.
Bye.
Sure. Bye bye.